up, beautiful people? Good morning. It is December 3rd, Sunday morning. I was getting ready to get dressed and prepare for my day and forgot to record. So let's get into day 3 of our 100 days of being brave. But before I start, did you tell somebody about how God is showing up in your life yesterday? How excited were you to be able to share that? How did you feel? Like, were you excited? Were you nervous? Did you inspire someone? Did you share a testimony? How did things go yesterday? Comment down below how that testimony went. If I had to think of one moment of how me telling someone that I'm starting this 100 days of brave went in the goodness of God yesterday, what was that moment? I encouraged a young lady who was a single mom, how God was able to bring me out of that season of being able to take care of my children alone. Those that know me, I've been married. I have 2 gorgeous, I know you can't say gorgeous to men, but I am. They're handsome young men, aged 26 and 21. And there were seasons where I was married and we were all together, and then there were seasons where we weren't all together as a family. And I had my children, my youngest child at 18, and I just remember, the struggles in even just being confident to raise young men by myself. But I have watched how God put people in our lives to allow my sons the opportunity to not feel like they weren't loved. Let me just say it that way. And even though today their dad and I are still very, very close, we're still friends, and things didn't work out for us as we were married, we still are there for our children. But just looking back on my life at that particular time, I just did not think I was going to be a great mom. But you can't tell me that today. So anyway, that was my testimony to a young lady yesterday. So we're going to get into day 3. December the 3rd, and I need to hurry up before going to church. So day 3 says, you are braver than you know. Look at God. Isaiah 30 and 21 in the NIV says, whether you turn to the right or the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, there is a way, walk in it. Let me say that back to myself. I need that. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. Again, the narrator or the person writing this book is Ann Downs. She is writing a story, and then you'll have a question at the end. So if you don't want to hear all this, you can fast forward to the question, or you can go pick up the book and you read it yourself. But for those people that don't have it, I'm gonna read it to you. So it says, in October 2007, I started to feel something unsettling in my spirit. This is the best way I can describe it. After weeks of this weird feeling, I feel it like I had really prayed and asked God to direct me. I sensed I was supposed to make a change, but I just didn't know what the change was. So I asked God, and my heart kept hearing that it was time for a move to Nashville. And after a few months of wrestling, I did it. I cried the entire drive, 3.5 hours. Now I know I wasn't leaving for a town halfway around the world yet, but this Georgia girl would be moving further away from home than she ever dreamed. Friend, you need to know this. I never felt brave. I never had a moment of extreme courage or belief that this was going to be the best decision I ever made. I just did the next thing. I quit my job, sold my house, packed my belongings, pointed north until I crossed the state line, and didn't stop until I saw the trademark of Nashville skyline, the Batman building. Can I say this again? I never felt brave, but day after day, I just did the next thing. I took the next step. I said the next yes. And God built a life for me in Nashville that I could not have dreamed up for myself. I may not have felt brave, but I was taking brave steps in obedience to God. If you and I sit down and you told me your story, I would be able to show you places where you've made brave choices. Even if you don't label them that way, you're probably already doing more than you realize. You are braver than you know. So the question for you and I today is be brave. Think back on your life. Journal about 2 or 3 moments you or someone else might label as brave. Me being in front of the camera, me speaking and running organizations, me training other people. None of what I'm doing right now in this day and time is anything I had planned for myself when I was a younger youth. I'm taking trips by myself. I have no problem with getting on a plane or getting in a car and traveling to a new place. I'm all about enjoying experiences. I am a foodie, so I love to eat. I just love having the opportunity to go somewhere differently and doing something I've never done. So, yeah, that's what this channel is all about, is me sharing my journey of who I am within my career, understanding the faith moments that help me to build who I am and get closer and closer to the purpose that God has set for me. And then number 3, having self-care. Like all of the things that I do of who I am as Ginell and G's signature, I'm hoping it encourages other people. I'm hoping it impacts you and how you think about how you show up in the world. And obviously right now, out of this 100 days of being brave, that you step out on faith and do something that you believe God is calling you to do, and showing up for yourself first and then showing up for other people. So that's day 3. Comment down below. I want to read everything that you're doing and stepping out and being brave. Even those little things. If you learn how to cook for yourself, if you've encouraged somebody and shared a part of your testimony that you didn't think would empower somebody, I want to hear back from you. So comment down below. I cannot wait to read your comments, and I pray that today turns out to be the most amazing day. And it's football Sunday. So you're gonna see me post something on my channel about the Eagles. I'm sorry if you don't like the Eagles, you can just flip right on past it. But for me and my house, we gonna serve the Eagles. I'm sorry, Lord, we gonna serve you first. But we gonna show up for them Eagles. So go Birds, and everybody else that's the Eagle fan. High five to you too. But for real, be brave today, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.